Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal. Welcome to my channel. Tonight's video is not diecast related, obviously. This is kind of just something that I wanted to do for a while, is compare a really high quality, or at least in my eyes, a really high quality Rolex replica watch or fake watch with a real Rolex. This is my favorite Rolex of all time. It's the first Explorer. Actually, it's not the first Explorer model, but it's Explorer 1, reference number 21470. And this one of these is real and one of these is fake. As you can see, both are really, really well done. I will zoom up on them. Both have the automatic movement. As you can see there, as the seconds hand's going around. But like I said earlier, one of these is fake. Both feature oyster style stainless steel bands. Both feature a extra fold over clasp for I guess you want to say a safety clasp for once you fold it in, which is a nice feature. Here's the backs of the two. Can you guess which one's the real one and which is the fake one? Kind of a fun game. Both are nicely done, that's for sure. The clasp on this one is a code date D12. That's the code on that one. That's a date code used by Rolex. And then this one has X10 right here. You can kind of see it. This is, in my opinion, this is the best all-round sports watch from Rolex, and ever since I'd seen it when I was in my teens, I'd craved after one of these, and it doesn't disappoint. Even in the replica stage, it doesn't disappoint. And here we can see both have the automatic movement. Got a little bit of a glare going on here with the lights. The coronet on this one is a little bit smaller than this one, as you can kind of see there. The fonts appear to be a little bit different. Both say Swiss at the bottom. Both feature a 3, 6, and a 9. Very, very, very difficult to distinguish which is a real one and which is the fake one. This is why you better know your watches if you're gonna purchase a decent watch for to be able to have, for an investment piece, or to be able to hand down to your children as a heirloom, because you can get taken very, quickly if you're not sure what you're looking at. But as we can see there, they are very close. The 3s are different. You can see the 6s are a little different. But to the layman, someone who doesn't know what they're looking at, there is a difference. Should I go ahead and tell you guys? Do you want to know which one, or do you want to comment down below which is the fake one? Once again, we'll look at the back side. This one has a 16233 reference number for the band and 455B N-Link references. This one has a really, really small 78760. It looks like I'd have to get my loop. Not sure what that says. 558B N-Links, and the main bracelet is 78790 reference number for the main bracelet. I'm sure the suspense is killing you guys, so I'll just go ahead and tell you. This one is the fake one. It is very, very well done, but you might be able to see the other thing right there in that shot. You can kind of see the crown, which is this here where you wind it, is fatter than the real Rolex, which is this one here. You can see the crown is more rounded off, a lot more thin. This is more squared off and kind of chunky, the crown on the fake one. This fake one I've had for over almost 20 years now. I paid $150 for it. This would probably now be about a $600 watch if you went to buy a decent fake one like this. The issues I'm having though with it is it'll probably do it here soon. You already lost a minute. You can kind of see that now. I already lost a minute while filming this video. So it's kind of tanking and going downhill. And here's another thing we can look at. This real one has 18 karat gold, white gold surrounds around the numbering. That's why it's a little bit more of a chrome effect than the knockoff. And when we flip it over, it's pretty apparent too. This machining is really rough on the back side here on the knockoff, and it's an odd size. It should be 29.5 millimeters around where it's knurled here to be able to take it off. And I'll show you the difference here. See, that doesn't really fit. This is a 29.5 millimeter wrench. Fits perfectly on the Rolex, the real Rolex. Doesn't quite fit the whole way on the knockoff, but I just want to get it on enough that I can spin this off. Sometimes you can use silly putty or something like that to, that's what my father always did. My father, I got my watch fetish from him. He had all kinds of watches, but he had a lot of replica watches, but they were pretty decent replica ones, which I've since inherited since he passed away suddenly in 2013. But here's you can see here very quickly it becomes apparent that you have a fake Rolex. When anytime you see plastic inside, this is not a good sign. It's very indicative that you have junk, pretty much. It's even though this is a semi-decent, like I said, it kept good time for almost 20 years, and this now is on the fritz. But I don't even know how many jewels are in there. Probably not many. Who knows? 14 or something like that. These are both perpetual, meaning that any kind of movement, they will self-wind. See, it's on the move there, but this particular Rolex is powered by caliber 3000, which is I forget how many, what is it, 27 crystals, I believe is what that is. I think is what it says there. Really a robust movement as Foxy growls underneath my desk. And the other thing that's funny here, if you look, this says Rolex SA, Geneva, Switzerland, stainless steel, blah, blah, blah. 2080 is a reference number in the back of the case. The funny thing is here, if you look on the knockoff, it says Monarch, Poffley, SA, Galena, Shit. It actually says that. Shittenward, stainless steel 12600. So when you kind of look at it here and pull it into the screen, kind of hilarious. To layman, it looks kind of similar, but not exactly. It actually says shit right here. Shittenward. Why? But it says that right there. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then there's a real Rolex. The machining is night and day difference on the two of them. Obviously this movement, which is probably not even Japanese, I'm not sure what they, I think it's supposed to be like 14 jewel movement. Like I said, it worked well for me for years for a knock around desk diving watch, and I wore it to do, you know, all kinds of manual labor as well, and it held up really well. It was a really good $150 well spent. Like I said, to get one like that now, you're talking $300 to $600, I would say. Both have the rubber O-ring gasket, which is correct, like this here, as it's similar to the real one. But just absolutely, you have the engine turned. Engine turned inside. It's just amazing. What a quite a work of art. Just so beautiful to look at. I believe they used this movement up until 2001. This is a 1999 serial number on this one. Really, I find fascinating. Yes, I like die-cast cars, and I like one-to-one scale automotive. I like anything that's mechanical, and for whatever reason, any of the watches that, like, obviously things that I can't afford though, usually, just fascinate me to no end. I mean, it's just, and not everybody gets to see one of these. Really interesting. The other telltale sign that you have a replica usually is just some of the things are chunky about it, such as the lettering. This is so finely engraved, the lettering on the real one as opposed to the fake one. This isn't bad. The clasp is what's actually pretty darn decent on this. The clasp on the fake one here has a code date of D12. I forget what that is. I'm sure I could look it up on the internet, what's supposed to be, but they use that for all of them, or a lot of them. You see the real one is a code date of X, and it was 10, which I believe would be October. Anyway, the X10 is for the year 1999 and then going into 2000, and it's a 78790 underneath right here, which is at the same, yeah, it's the same numbers up here on the band. Yeah, I just looked real quick on the internet there, and these are supposed to be like 2001 and 2002. X is 1999 for sure. So this is probably was October 99, I assume, with the 10X when that was built. So there you go. I don't want to bore anyone else with this, but I think it's pretty cool. I love looking at anything that's mechanical, and it's really just a beautiful work of art as well. But this is a tool watch, meaning that these were built not just for people to put away and hide in their closet or gun safe or whatever. These were meant to be worn. This particular one, this Explorer 1, is a 36 millimeter case. So it fits my little wrist perfectly. And get my finger oils off of it. So I always liked it. It's one of my favorite watches of all time, from no matter what the manufacturer is. Beautiful. See how much time we lost already just from me talking. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. We lost a lot of time. This one, these are good. They have a 42-hour reserve on the 3000 movement, and there's been some of the forums of people saying they get up to 60 hours on these. That's how good this 3000 movement was. I'm not sure why they went to the 3130s. I'm sure there's a reason why, but the 27 Joule seems to work fine for many people. This one here always worked well for me, but like I said, it's obviously going downhill. One thing I wish you could see, now it's going to be blocking with the hand there, but the Explorer is, I believe, which one is it? The font here for the word Explorer is kind of like a sans serif almost, and on the real watch it's more of a serif font, and it has a little extensions at the end of the letters. It's apparent when you look at it. But this one is, I fooled many jewelers with this one. I've gone into quite a few jewelers and looked and browsed at real Rolexes while having this one on, and they pretty much all fell for it and thought this was a real one. So until you really would take a jeweler's loop and look at the fonts and all that on there, it's pretty obvious. I mean, I shouldn't say it's obvious, it's not bad. But this is crazy amount of time we're losing. Oh well. And I don't think this has much charge anymore on the luminescence of the, we could turn the light off on the letters. Let's try it. Turn the lights off and see how we do with the luminescence here. Yeah, so we can see here that the replica lost a lot of its luminescence over the years, and the 1999 real one still looks pretty darn good in the dark. But you can kind of shocked at how much you can actually see though the fake one. I thought that was all gone for the most part. Many articles you've probably read in the past, and same with me, they say, well, a fake one weighs a lot less than a real Rolex or whatever brand that you may be looking at. That's not the case with this one. I can guarantee you that. Watch this. Okay, this is my little postal scale. Okay. Real Rolex on there. 3.6 ounces. And then the fake one. 3.6 to 3.7 range. So that goes to show you that is not always the case. because as I'd stated earlier before, my father had quite a few really high quality knockoffs, and they are very difficult by feel to go by that. So I wouldn't really just go by weight, as many articles state that, which is usually not always the case. And sometimes they will, these counterfeiters will take and put real parts onto a fake one to make it look better, or like add, parts, and becomes a hybrid of sorts to get more money that way and fool people. I don't think it's so bad if someone comes out and tells you flat out this is a replica watch. What I have a problem with is when people try to say that it's not a replica, or I've had people ask me when I wore this before in the past. They were like, flip out over, and I say, well, it's actually a fake one. It's not real. And that way I didn't really care if it gets damaged or anything. And people are always surprised that it's fake because of the sweeping hand. And yes, on the older fakes, they didn't always have the sweeping hand. But as you can see, evidenced by here, both are very well. The movement it's not herky-jerky like you would think for a fake movement. It's pretty darn good. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I know that was a long video. I'll try to shorten it up the best I can when I edit this all out. But some of you guys are probably watch enthusiasts out there, I'm sure, just like me. If you like cars and anything of mechanical in nature and art related. So thanks for checking it out, and hopefully it's some kind of education. Didn't want to overdo it too much there, but pretty interesting, I think, to be able to get a hold of a real one. All right, so if you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up, and be sure to share if you have any other watch friends or people that are susceptible to getting scammed or anything. Why people have watches hidden in their jackets. And till next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, have a good night. Bye now.